Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audience. Welcome to the East-West Show. My name is Jack Chow with the G&E TV. Today, joining me, my good friend, who we go back a long, long time, Mr. Stephen Lam, Mayor Pro Tem of Monterey Park, on the update of Monterey Park. Right. Welcome, sir, to the show.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, good. Stephen Lam has been on a city council for 2 years already, a little more than 2 years.
Right.
And he will be mayor for the rotation starting December this year, right? Okay.
December 28th.
Yeah, December 28th of this year,
yes.
He will become the mayor by rotation. And for the last 2 years that I have noticed, Monterey Park has put up lots of new stuff. In other words, the change of city of Monterey Park is very obvious. And in Southern California, you stop anybody, you ask them if they know Monterey Park. If the answer is no, you just kick him or her out of California. That's it, right? In other words, everybody must know where Monterey Park is. Monterey Park is so famous. The same thing happens in China. If you ask Chinese people, do you know Monterey Park in Los Angeles? Well, I would say chances are more than 80% that people know Monterey Park.
Right.
That's how famous Monterey Park is, a big city. For an update of such a big city, I would like you to make a little introduction of yourself and let us know what has been updated, what's been new in the city, please.
Okay. First of all, it's such an honor to be here with you, Jack, this morning.
Same here.
And I'd like to update you a little bit about Monterey Park's development lately. We have 3 hotels are coming. We have Marriott Courtyard is taking the land right now. And it's on Atlantic and Hellman. And
Atlantic and Hellman.
Yes.
Atlantic and Hellman. Okay. So, which is quite close to AMC.
Right across from the Atlantic Times Square.
I see.
And that is a right-off ramp of the 10 freeway of Atlantic Boulevard. And that is the hotel consists of 288 rooms. And you know, when we have hotels, we talk about TNT tax, which will generate tremendous amount of sales tax for us.
I see. I see.
The 12% TNT tax, it's all going to Monterey Park.
I see.
Sales tax, you have 9%, but 1% to the city. All other 8% goes to different agencies. But with TNT, you will net into the city of Monterey Park.
What is TNT?
Transit occupation tax.
I see.
And that you, as a traveler, you stay in the city, you live in a hotel. Majority of the city, they have the right to charge a tax.
I see.
Which called TNT.
Okay.
So that TNT will enable us to provide better services to travelers in return.
All right, good.
Right.
And you mentioned the 3 of them. What's the next one? Where is the next one?
There's another one. It's next to Bank of America building. It's with 180 units hotel room proposed. And then it's also approved. It's
on Atlantic or Garfield?
It's also on Atlantic between Garvey and Emerson.
Garvey and Emerson. Garvey and Emerson.
Right.
Okay, Garvey and Emerson.
Right across from Ocean Star Restaurant. Yeah, you've been there many times.
Yeah,
right?
I've been there many times. In other words, you have one up north next to the freeway.
Right.
And you have
the
second one in the middle.
Yes.
In between the distance, the freeway and the garden.
Right.
I see.
And this one is named by DoubleTree by Hilton.
DoubleTree by Hilton.
Yes, it's 180 rooms.
Okay.
And there's a third one on same block. It's on Atlantic and Garvey. A little bit more down.
On Atlantic and Garvey.
Yes.
And there's a shopping center there.
Right across from the Empress Harbor Restaurant. Empress Harbor.
Right across. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Southwest corner.
Yeah, southwest.
Southwest corner.
Southwest corner. Right.
Southwest corner. All right.
Right.
Oh, three hotels line up.
Yeah.
On one street. On one street.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, because it's the zoning is designated for hotel uses.
I see.
Yeah.
One at the north end, right before the freeway.
Correct.
One at the very south end, the southwest corner of Garvey and Atlantic.
Right.
And in between, there's another
There's
one.
another one. So
okay.
the first one now they're digging, it's a Marriott Courtyard. Hellman and Atlantic, right across from Atlantic Times Square.
Okay.
The AMC Cinema.
Okay. The second is Doubletree.
Doubletree.
Doubletree by Hilton.
By Hilton. And
the
then there's
third
a
one?
third one, the southwest corner of Atlantic and Garvey. That one is offer 140 units of hotel with 100 units of a condominium.
Oh,
yes.
I see.
And
It's
also
a hotel residence combined.
yes, combined, and also shopping center down underneath.
I see.
So
I
we
see.
have like it's a mixed use zone.
Yeah.
So we mess
288, 180, 140.
40. Yes.
All right, that's lots of rooms.
Yeah, it's about 600 rooms.
600 rooms. And then the residence, how many the condominiums you're talking about?
Condominium, it's about 100.
About 100
About
condominium
100
rooms.
yes.
Sets, right?
Yes.
Sets or rooms?
Rooms.
Rooms.
Yeah, some
All right.
like studio, some it's like 2 units, 3 units.
Are
2
these for
rooms,
are
3
these
rooms.
are these for commercial purpose
These are for
or for residents?
They have a separate title, so they can sell it or they can keep it because of a lot of high demand shows in the city. There are a lot of young students, they graduate from college, they couldn't afford for a large house or a regular house in Monterey Park, you know. So what we want to do, what we want to see is I want more young people come to city. So they might be interested in living in the...
Oh, they're consumers too.
Yes.
They're crazy consumers, by the way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's very smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
that's very smart.
so
yeah.
it's going to be, after 3 units are developed, Atlantic Boulevard will be a wonderful street. You will love to go.
Oh, sure, of course, of course. And for the condominium, though, for one condominium, or do you have any target sale price for that to give us a hint?
It is a private project, so the government has little to do of controlling of the price
I see.
on what the seller want to do. But we, as a city council and mayor pro tem, I sees the potential. I have a vision for Monterey Park. I want more young people to come and don't have to drive far to like Riverside or San Bernardino.
All right.
So they could stay in Monterey Park. It's so close to vicinity area in downtown LA. So within 6 miles to LA. So I think that's the trend for most of the municipality.
That creates the center of Monterey Park, right? Commercial center of Monterey Park.
Yes,
right?
Garvey, Atlantic, Garfield.
Yeah. You're that area. You have a bank, Bank America, right? And you have the Mars shopping center.
Yeah,
right?
Mars Center.
Mars Center.
Yes.
And you have the restaurant. You have the Emperor's Palace.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have AMC, the big theater.
Yes.
And then the AMC block has lots and lots of restaurants.
Right.
Lots of small restaurants, not big ones, small restaurants.
Thai food.
Yeah.
Japanese food.
And Hong Kong food.
Yeah.
And teas and
yes.
soda, stuff like that.
Right.
All right, very good. And on to the left-hand side, you have the old shopping mall.
Right.
There is a market there.
Right.
There's a
Roth's Market.
Market there, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
MBOA.
That forms the city, center of Monterey Park.
Right. It's a lot of commercial activities on that block.
And how did it come into your mind, in the first place, to allow that the zoning allow the 3 hotels to be constructed at one time?
All right. Good question. Very smart.
Because you're talking about the what is called the impact or the IR.
Right.
And you're talking about traffic. You're talking about anyway. Go ahead,
Right.
please.
Well, first of all, it must start from my personal background.
Okay. Let me probably pause here for a segment, and we gonna hear his long story when we come back for the next segment. Today with me, my dear friend, is Mayor Pro Tem of Monterey Park, Mr. Stephen Lam. He is quite a visionary. I knew him. We go back many, many years, and for the past 2 years, since he became the council member of Monterey Park, beautiful city, and I started to see lots of changes. That's why I have invited him here, say, hey, come on, Steve, let's talk about the change, right? So we'll be right back. Stay with us, please. Hello, dear friends, lovely audiences, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Southern Californians. You must know Monterey Park. Monterey Park is almost everybody's favorite town, and lots of people call it home, and lots of people call it neighbors, such as myself, right? And the lovely city with lots of conveniences. Joining me is my good friend Stephen Lam, Mayor Pro Tem of Monterey Park. By December the 28th, he will take term, be rotated to the mayor of Monterey Park. Congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you, Jack.
And once again, thank you for coming here for the show. Talking about the big projects, 3 big projects at one time on one street in almost one block in one city, that's quite a big move.
Right.
Normally, people do not work that way, and the projects do not work that fast in that kind of pace, right? And there are projects that takes years after years after years, and you don't see anything. But Monterey Park in the sector that moves so fast. So my question was just now, how come in the first place the idea came upon you guys to make such a decision of all the 3 to be built at the same time? And I mean, that must be a long way to go.
Yes, Jack. I'd like to share with you some of the history of our city. Years ago, there's a lot of plans submitted to city for hotel or commercial buildings at the time that city council is not that supporting. So I myself, I have business background, and when I get elected, that's one of my 3-point agenda. 3-point agenda, it's...
What are the 3, please?
The 3-point is develop all sound economic development projects. Means any good project, I would like to move forward and get it done. Increase revenue, improve safety for the city of Monterey Park. The 3rd one is clean up all the cities. So that's a 3-point agenda. So the first point, I'm working on that very hard, and you can see that 3 hotels are coming.
Yes, of course.
Right.
That's why I'm asking, because you don't see that every day.
Yes.
You don't see that. It costs lots of time and efforts going back and forth, back and forth. You call it zigzag, 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 like that kind of thing, right? Right, good. And and the developers, did they submit the request or plan the same time, or the city government put them together for the overall development?
Well, it's any development. It actually depends on city council, city mayor, or mayor pro tem's vision. If the council they have such desire to move certain kind of commercial to a certain level, which is happening in Monterey Park right here, that I am the one pushing real hard for those 3 projects.
All right.
That is why you see that hotel being approved, marketplace in south side of 60 freeway, close to Montebello. We have Costco, we have Home Depot, we have In-N-Out, Starbucks coming to that lot, 45 acres.
The southeast.
Southeast of
Southeast of Monterey Park,
Park.
yes, yes.
It's under construction right now. They're moving the land. They're building the tank underneath of the ground because they're selling the gasoline there. So it takes a little bit longer for them to make the conditions solid. So I hope I can cut the ribbon for them for Costco and Home Depot.
All right.
It will be an exciting moment next year.
All right.
Right.
And we want to come back to the 3 projects. So you mentioned about revenue, about income, though.
Right.
Altogether, with the estimation, how much are you talking about increase?
For 3 hotels on North Atlantic, if all been built, I believe we will have $3 million to $4 million TNT tax. Also, because of the hotel bring in so many people, they spend money, and the sales tax will be increased. So from sales tax, from the TNT, we estimated that we will have $3 to $4 million yearly.
$3 to $4 million. How big a proportion it will take versus the overall budget of Monterey Park?
We have a budget every year. First of all, it's a balance every year. Now, we have about 38 million expenses.
38
Yes.
versus 4 versus 38.
Right. Total, we have about we have a 10 million, 14 millions reserve. We're doing very good.
I
38 million expenditure money, from money we spend, and also we have about 30 to 50 million dollars subject to different projects
good.
that are not for use for other projects.
That will probably, for the 3 hotels alone, would give you an increase of 9.6% versus the overall.
It's a 3 million, yeah.
So it is almost 10%.
Right.
9.6 or 9.8, almost 6 to 10%.
Right.
For a city to all of a sudden receive a 10% increase, that's quite a bit.
A lot.
Right.
Right.
Unless you do it commercially, there's nobody that will give you 10% of an increase. Do you expect any money of that size anywhere else?
Well, besides the revenue we created by ourselves, we don't get many grants from federal.
No.
No, almost none. So, and then from states, we don't have, years ago, our governor, Jerry Brown, we had the settlement for the redevelopment fund. So he wins the case in the court, right? So all the city needs to pay them back the redevelopment fund.
I was exactly going to ask the
Right.
same thing, because are they still taking money from the city?
We pay them back everything. So anything left, it won't be a lot, because it needs time to collect it and send the money back to governor's office.
And then you still have $14 million in reserve.
Yes.
The rainy day
Yes.
money.
Yes.
So, in other words, my dear audience, we know that the Monterey Park is doing quite okay. Okay, much better off, right?
Yes, we're doing a lot better than other neighboring city. Some of the city, they actually has no reserve and they borrow money. Some city, they have, like bigger city than us, they have $5 million in reserve.
I see. Oh, very good. That's very exciting.
Right.
And just now you mentioned among your 3 visions, right?
Right.
And your second is community and just community safety.
Right.
Am I right?
Right.
So how did you emphasize that, please?
The Proposition 47 and the ABs.
Oh, speaking of that devil.
Right, that really affect the city's crime rate increase.
You're right.
So almost every city in Southland, including the city of Monterey Park, we have experienced about 25% of increase of the crimes.
Wow.
Which mostly it's larceny, burglary, and robbery. But robbery is last, but
And
larceny.
break-in robberies.
Yeah, breaking robbery, breaking burglary. Those are tremendous. I mean, the increase about 25%. So therefore, we need to increase police force. We need to put more cops on streets. We need to funding this cops. We need to pay them welfare. We need to pay the CalPERS for them for them to retire. Right.
You're right.
So right now we have 74 police, plus some uniform, but without weapon. We have 74 now. It was like 100 something 2008, but after the recession, everyone has to cut the budget.
Shrunk.
We have shrunk. We have to let people go. So same here in the city of Monterey Park. We let so many people go from Monterey Park in order to keep the city running. To keep, we have a good financial status. So at that time, from that time to now, we increased about 5 police.
Oh,
After I came in,
you added.
I added
5 more police officers.
Yes, actually, some of the vacancy we hired back. Now, last year, the police chief request for 1 more captain. You know, 1 captain costs like somewhere from 170 to 200,000.
I see.
Per body. Now, I support it, and also some council supported 2 patrol officers instead of 1 captain. And there's a debate between city council members and also citizens involved. So we kind of like 50-50 wanted. And I pushed for 5 votes to have 2 police officers patrolling the street, 1 captain. And it's been voted 5 votes, 5-0.
5-0, unanimous.
Yes, unanimous. And then 2 police officers each cost 119 in average. You know, you have salary plus benefit. So 120 in average for 1 piece. So we got 2 body, about 220, and about 200,000 for 1 captain. So it's about $400,000.
About 400,000.
Yeah, I pushed real hard and made it happen.
All right. Now you have 79 officers.
No, 74.
74.
After we add this 3 last year,
so 4,
right.
74.
Right.
Oh,
3,
74 now.
Yeah, 3
on the
is,
force.
Yeah, 3 is newly hired. So make it total 74.
All right.
Yeah.
In other words, you did not just create them as your vision for campaign. After taking office, you actually start working on it.
Right.
Started on it.
Right.
And you have them done already.
Right, because
within 2 years.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to see more police on street.
Did you see? Oh, okay, good point. Did you see some resistance or whatever? Anyway, challenges on the way when you push to add more officers on the street.
Mainly, it's from the finance department because they would like to know, where is the money, right? But we like to balance the budget first, and we have surplus about 30,000 last year. So I spent the 30,000 plus 100,000 from reserve. So we spent 400,000 for 3 police officers, 1 captain, 2 officers. So that basically we just took out. I just want to take out 100,000 from the reserve. 300. Oh, it's budgeted, overflowed. It's overed. So we have surplus. So we said, why don't we use it now for police? So I kind of like immediately added to attach to the balanced budget to the new budget. Yeah. So that's why we voted 5-0. We want police officer go advertise. We want to increase them right away.
I know there is almost every time when there is a resolution, there is a rebound. There are like all kinds of voices, including people who do not like the ideas, right? Over spending more. So on the average, what do the residents say about the increase of the police officers?
Yes, good question. Very smart question.
Thank you.
Although you're not from politics area, but then your media,
I'm next door to you.
You're the most smartest guy I ever talked to during the conversation during the recording.
Right.
You know, after we push that.
What if I take a rest now and come back, let you do the long story? I know the story gonna be long, right? Okay,
right.
Very good.
Okay, thank you.
My dear friend, today joining me is my good friend, Stephen Lam, Mayor Pro Tem of the city of Monterey Park, a very famous city, a city that I care for, and lots of people call home. I call neighbor. So let's take a very short moment out. When we come back, we'll continue from that point on. Let's see how the residents like it or dislike it. Stay with us, please. Hello, my dear friends, lovely audience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the discussion with my good friend, Stephen Lam, Mayor Pro Tem of Monterey Park. We're talking about the city, we're talking about projects, we're talking about money, and we're, of course, talking about community safety. And by the way, when he and I check about money for the $38 to $34 million, we're talking about the spendable money, not a earmark money, right? For those money, nobody can touch it.
Right.
For the city,
like for water pipe,
water pipe,
replacement,
whatever.
trash, you know.
Yeah, those are the money that nobody wants touch. Those are the area we're talking about are the manageable money.
Right.
You can spend in different ways. And exactly, it is that group of money that makes you see the wisdom of the city leaders. Right. The city leaders, meaning the council members, right? Including my friend Stephen Lam, Mayor Pro Tem now of Monterey Park. Okay, back to the point. When you put extra officers on the street, and also, of course, putting an officer on the street, it costs you money. Costs you about $400,000 extra, though. How much do the residents like or dislike?
I voted. We have a 5-0 vote to support to have increase of police on the street.
That's amounts to use out.
And then the second morning, I received call. I received so many calls from residents that Stephen, you did such a wonderful job.
Oh, good.
Yeah, when you rerun for your next term, we all gonna support you. Good. Especially I call from Latino. I received call from Latino organizations, several. They said, Stephen, we watched the council meeting video last night, live, televised, and you're the one pushing for all the police. I said, did you know when I ran for my campaign, I promised that
was
agenda
my promise, right?
Second.
Number 2.
I want to increase police.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I did it. I said I did it. And I'm doing the development, you know, Costco, in and out, Starbucks, those things are coming.
All right.
And also hotel, those are economic.
Oh, by the way, I have a piece of information as a feedback to you. The other day I was taking breakfast at one of your Monterey Park small restaurant.
Okay.
There's a teeny tiny, like a hole in the wall kind of restaurant.
Okay.
And there is an incident happened that 豆浆, 一碗豆浆,
okay.
The boiling milk curd fell on the leg of
soybean milk.
Soybean milk, yeah.
Hot?
Yeah, very hot, very super hot.
Oh.
On the leg of a little baby,
oh.
barely 8 to 10 month old or something like that. And the skin was too tender that with a few rubbing, she rubs it with a few rubs, and the skin peeled off, something like that.
Oh my God!
And I was there. I saw the incident when the restaurant owner kind of like. Didn't care. And they got a mop, started mopping the floor instead of taking care of the baby. Nobody attended to the baby. I kind of like, I felt unfair. I called for justice and I called the ambulance.
Very good.
I called 911.
Very good.
And the part I want to tell you is that I witnessed for sure that they came in.
The fire department.
The police, fire department. They came in within 3 seconds. I mean, within 3 minutes.
Oh, good job. Good job.
It was on Garvey and the Lincoln. Garvey and the Lincoln.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So not very far.
Okay.
Not very far. But they responded. They got there within 3 minutes.
Very good.
And I saw that. I was so convinced. And now I feed back the information to you.
Thank you so much for reporting.
To you, the early summer, like
Yes.
3 months ago, something. So give them a thumb up.
Okay, thank
I
you
like
so much
that.
for
I like
reporting to the fire department so that they could come in and save the kids.
As a matter of fact, when I was still talking on the phone, I heard the siren already.
Oh, okay.
The dispatch
That is
started
something
functioning right away when my phone was picked up. Right, while
Right.
talking, the police car, the ambulance, and the fire truck
trucks.
were on the way.
On the way to, yeah.
On the way.
Okay.
I heard it, the siren already.
Right.
So
Now,
that is very effective.
Yes, the fire department and police, I require them 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, they need to arrive to destination. Now, your case, when you report, they
No, less than 3.
3 minutes, that'll be good.
Less than 3, yes.
Yeah, we
Give
made
them
it-
some driving time.
Yes.
Give them some driving time. But good part I like it is that I heard the siren when the conversation was still on.
Right.
Because the operator was asking me about street number.
Right. Address.
I was on the back of the building. I had to go to the front, going through to the front to see the street number.
Okay.
Right. So when I was going in to the front to see the street number, I heard the siren already.
Okay.
Which means they started before they knew the number
Yes.
of street.
Right. Very good.
That I gave a
Thank you so much.
a big hand.
And let's, we talk about fire departments. We have class 1 rating from the nation. There were about 43,000 fire station, fire department in United States. There's only 100 something units they've been rated for class 1. We are the
Good
class
for you.
1.
Good for
Class
you.
1
Good for
fire
you.
department. And last year, we approved 1 new engine for the fire department. Yeah, I also, push very hard.
All right.
And also, I approved the project they want to renovate on Garfield Avenue before 60. There's another substation. The substation is, I think, station number 2. Yeah, 62. 61 is the city hall. 62 is the 63 located on, I think it's a Monterey Park Road. Yeah, for the convenience of the local warehouses. So we have a 3.
Yeah, substations.
Substation 2, 1 main station. Now the substation on Garfield, we have new plan for renovation. And we already approved the funding for it. So now it's in the process of getting everything ready to rebuild. Yes.
I feel more comfortable to have a neighbor that is strong, that is responsive in time of emergency.
Right.
And of course, we owe that to the city council leadership, and that includes my friend Stephen Lam, his efforts as a mayor pro tem. Let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll continue to talk about Monterey Park. However, we want to sum it up. Oh, by the way, we need to focus on your vision number 3.
Okay.
Right. So,
All right.
So stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, my dear audiences, lovely friends, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Californians, Monterey Parkers, I guess, probably. Welcome back to the show with my friend Stephen Lam, Mayor Pro Tem Monterey Park. We are having lots of fun sharing the check. I'm doing the checkpoint, right? The checkpoint for his promises he made during his campaign. There are major 3 areas, and we're down to number 3, right?
Yes.
What was your number 3 promise?
Well, number 3, I want to make it Monterey Park one of the cleanest city in the neighborhood. So all of you love Monterey Park. You come to Monterey Park, spend money, you eat dim sum, you have all type of different food. we're famous on food, and we also have like haircut, salon, we have clothing store, we have everything. Just wanted to mention yesterday, Money Magazine, they rated Monterey Park as the number third best living city in America. It's from yesterday's news. Channel 7.
That's good.
Channel 7,
That's
Eyewitness
very good.
News. Yes, I have the video. I can
You
send you the link.
know what?
Yes.
It is very, very sad to recall
Yeah.
that some years ago, Monterey Park was not doing as that
So well.
much.
Right.
And you see the trashes.
Yes.
And quite often, I mean, more often than not, on the street.
Right.
And in order to do that, how did you do your trash management?
Okay.
Please.
Yes. To clean up this whole city, I have a plan. This plan is, first of all, I started like 10, 13 years ago when I was Business Improvement Development Commissioner and later become a chairman for 6 years. And I put the benches, the buy racks, planter with flowers on Garvey and Garfield in downtown Monterey Park, about 400 merchants, business people, business. And I hire a company called Gonzalez. They come in, sweep the trash 5 days a week. So at least for downtown, it's a small scale cleanup when I was a chairman for downtown. So I've been doing that for like 5, 6 years because we don't have funding. Now with the BIDAC, Business Improvement District Advisory Committee, I was a chair. We were able to increase, we have a tax money, about $60,000 a year. So by spending $60,000 to just clean up, then I don't have the planter or buy racks or benches for senior people. So I waited 3 or 4 years, accumulate every year's tax dollars. Then I start spending together one time. So now you see downtown Monterey Park, you don't see that many cigarette heads, those things.
Cigarette butts.
A lot better.
And also you added some
trash can. Trash cans, yes.
And the bike
rack.
Bike racks.
Yes. And benches for people to read
some kind of metal carves. Metal figures, like metal carvings on the street.
Also, we have bus stops with a solar system on that.
Solar
in downtown system, we push for it. That when I was a
in other words, it is not that you landed on the project after your election. It was, as a matter of fact, you were continue doing the project you were on already.
I on already, but not many residents knows because it was for business people, about 400 business only. They knew Stephen Lamb's doing cleanup, pick up the trash. I myself go pick up the trash.
But once you took office, you did it officially.
Yes,
right?
I wanted to do the whole city.
This is one of the council members.
Right.
Now the mayor pro tem on the job.
Right.
People feel much better.
Right. Before it's just a committee. I'm a chair with several person. It's a smaller scale.
I recall a long time ago, or some time ago, there was a trash contract issue.
Right.
Was that resolved?
Yes. It's very controversial about the disposal service. The contract came to expire last year. I'm sorry, this year in August. Last year, August.
Last year, August.
This year already, yeah. So now I kind of like to give them, I want them to have computation. So I add one more trash company.
Bidder.
So
good.
We first qualify all the bidders. They came in.
I see.
Request for proposal first.
Good.
And then request for qualification. Bunch of people come in, qualified it, maybe 10. Not qualified, maybe 30. So this 10, I want them to submit the request for proposal. So now during the city council meeting, I want to have, because I heard this complaint from a merchant say, hey, I don't have a vote. I can't vote for you, but my trash bin costs so much, like $200 or $300 a month, because I don't have a vote. You're my councilman. You also have a business in Monterey Park. Why don't you do something for us? We help you to increase sales tax for you. We hire employees. although we don't, directly to help you city to, vote for you, to put you in city hall. But so I said, okay, let me work on that, and then finally I got one more company because I voted and I took a lead, so I successfully bring another company in to compete with existing one.
Okay.
So
you create a competition yourself purposely for the sake of saving money.
Right.
All right.
Saving money, they drop right away. The current one, they drop $2-3 per per month.
Oh,
that's a lot of money.
That's quite a bit.
A lot because big
that's quite a bit. You have so many of them.
Yes. Probably end up few million dollars less net to the company. In a 10 years contract. So I want that company to come in. They are qualified. They, we exam them. We have 5 vote. So
who won the contract? The previous one or the newcomer?
Previous one, they won residential and commercial, but residential we have not many people complain. But commercial, there's people complain, say, hey, this company is not taking care of us. Councilman, can you look into it? Because we here, we can't vote for you, but you still representing me because I have business here. They charge me so much. And I'm helping your city increase 1% sales tax. So I think we should
make lots of sense, yes.
Makes sense. I said, okay, makes sense, yes. Why don't we have a smaller company come in, just do commercial, compete with you. If you don't like this one, you jump to this one. If you realize this one treat you bad, and come back to this one. So you have a choice. So make them compete.
All right.
And then residential, the existing ones do the best. They stands out. They stands out because they lower the price. The services are offered better than others.
But to work it out anyway. Work it out, right?
All signed.
And there's only one thing I would like to recommend, which is probably, excuse me if I say anything wrong, an eyesore of Monterey Park. The Ding Pang's Guangchang.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Garfield and the Garvey.
Yes.
No. Yes. Garfield West.
Yes.
Garvey North. That block.
Right.
That block, right?
Right.
The ground, the pavement, the parking lot, it's kind of so bumpy.
Yes.
So many holes there.
I agree.
And the traffic was in a terrible way.
Right.
And is there something that on your agenda to be taken care of?
I want to talk about that northeast corner commercial center.
Yeah.
It's been so worn down, and we've been telling the commercial business owner, the property owner, to keep up their property, to maintain well, because in the middle of the shopping center, we own the land for parking. So
that's why the land I'm talking about.
On the land in the middle of the parking, and it belongs to city. We already resurfaced the parking row, but close to adjacent to the projects, to the properties, those are private owners' duty to improve. So we've been sending them letters and ask them to improve, because we can't spend money for them.
Of course.
And some of the business people, some of the commercial shopping center owner, they're not that care about their property. But I don't know. We need to do maybe more press.
All right, very good. I'm so glad that you are doing your job. Not only you're doing your job, but you are doing your job excellently and effectively. Lots of people, when they are at election, when facing election, during campaign, you see them everywhere, right? You see them not only the face, the signs, you hear them, whatever. And after running office, they're gone.
You never see them again.
They're nowhere. They're nowhere.
And you ask them, what have you done? They can't tell you what.
I have this elected official. I hate to mention the name. She gave me a telephone number. It's a she. She gave me a telephone number and says that her cell phone, I can get her 24/7, right? Now the number is said to be not working. All right.
But mine is definitely working.
Those are the thing, right? I'm gonna to testify. If it's working, next show I'll let my audience know.
Okay.
If it's not working, I would have to say your name.
Sure.
All right, good.
I got
very
two
good.
cell phones on 724.
Okay, very good. My dear friend, today with my good friend Stephen Lam, we're having a good time. Stephen Lam is Mayor Pro Tem of Monterey Park and a friend of mine, not only because he's a friend of mine, it is his job that he's done that got my attention, got my admiration, got my support. So thank you for watching, my dear friends, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, good.
Thank you so much.